What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your two normal hosts today, myself, Alpha Dog Bets, here with JD from Line Movers. Normally, we do have Jammer Bets with us as well, but he is enjoying a nice, beautiful vacation in sunny Florida. We wish him the best vacation possible. He is missed on the show, but yet again, Jammer, we hope you are enjoying your vacation and having a great time in Florida. JD, I'm already coming to you with a question. What is Castrucci saying? Break it down. This Saturday, was it last Saturday? Which Saturday is he talking about? Because it's midweek. It could be any Saturday at this point.
He's talking about this actually coming one. We're going to be traveling, and we're going to be happening to stop by and actually see him.
Nice.
So we're going to have a nice night out. We're going to go out and eat and stuff. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. The Discord wants to see at least one picture of you guys together when you guys meet up. So that's very cool. Nick, I hope you enjoy. JD, it's an absolute blast. You guys will have a great time. JD, couple things we get into when we start this show. Pretty much every show. And we're going to do our Wednesday recap. Well, it's the Tuesday recap, but we're doing it on Wednesday. JD, I'll go first. Feels like every bet I had last night got hooked. It was not a good night for me. I only had two official plays, and both of them did lose. We lost Memphis by the hook there, which is unfortunate because we had the right bet before the line moved. Unfortunately, the line did move. I gave it out early in the day, so we did cash that on the right line. But unfortunately, giving it out on the show, it did move a full point. We did give out 5.5, and the game did end by 5. So frustrating there to not give a show winner there. How did you do yesterday?
Overall for me, it was like a 3-3 day. I did hit on my big play, which actually was the football game last night over. That actually number also did move, but luckily for me, it did not matter. You could have played over 70. You could have played over a bunch of numbers there, and those all would have hit. Man, and actually football for me right now is just rolling. As far as college football right now, I'm on I believe it's 11-2 run. So yeah, man, actually bowl season's here, and this is when we absolutely eat.
So what JD is saying is get your asses in the Discord because he's absolutely crushing bowl season. We're about to get into the thick of it. There are a ton of college football games that are up and coming over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Make sure you guys get in the MoneyBall Metrics Discord. Come win with us and enjoy bowl season the right way. The best way to do that is in MoneyBall Metrics. Over to the comments again, we have Jabo who's here. Good morning, brother. We appreciate you tuning in as you always do. And we want to let everyone in the audience know today. You guys already know this. It's a bit of a lousy sports slate. We're not going to hide that from you guys. There's no NBA games. There aren't really too many marquee college basketball games today, but we have found 4 games that we're going to be diving into that we're very excited for. That being said, not a ton of stuff for us to talk about today. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. If you guys want us to break anything down, put them in the chat. We are here for you guys to provide the best content that you guys want to see. We want to make sure we have the best show possible for all of you guys and for us as well. So if there's anything you guys want to talk about, any breaking news in sports, any baseball signings that happen, any injuries that get announced, bring it up in the comments. We will address everything going on in the world of sports. JD.
Please.
Yeah, please. We'd love to talk about some other things today besides, the Western Kentucky James Madison Dukes football game. But this is what we're at today, and that is what we will be breaking down. So, JD, let's get into what we do here, and we're going to start with a little college hoops action. First game we're going to start breaking down today is going to be the everyone's much anticipated San Francisco Dons taking on the Bradley Braves. Pretty good game, to be honest here. San Francisco's coming in 9-2 on the year, taking on Bradley, who is 8-2 on the year. So both these teams have had some pretty strong starts to their season. Let's take a look at how these teams have done in recent performance. San Fran has won at least their last 5, and they've won every game in convincing fashion. They're winning most of their games by 20-plus points. On the other side, Bradley's coming in off a difficult loss to Santa Clara, but Santa Clara is a very good team. Prior to that, they did win 4 games in a row themselves. JD, you're the college basketball guy. What do you like in this game?
Yeah, man. As far as games tonight, this should be like a really good one here, actually. And the San Fran team is, I think, a very good team, and kind of that team that so far in the season is I don't hear many people talking about. Like I just really don't hear anybody saying anything like about them. But they are a very good team. As far as this Bradley team goes. They are also good. They can really shoot the ball. They can score points. The problem with them is just is actually just as far as their defense goes. I don't really like that. Versus some teams, that's not a big deal. Like actually, like they've like played a bunch of teams where actually like they can just like out, like they can just score more points.
Bro, they played a team this year called Judson University Eagles. The Judson University Eagles have only had one game on their schedule all season, and that was against the Bradley Braves. Bradley beat them 107-40. Just going to put it out there about some of the competition.
Yeah. So in this game here, it's just the actual matchup for me here. I just do not like it. I think San Fran, that they're going to be able to actually get stops here, and Bradley is going to have a hard time doing that. I actually make San Fran a very small favorite here, like minus 1.7. I have not bet this game yet because the Bradley side. I feel like money is going to keep kind of coming in on.
I think so too.
I see the lines up to -2 now. So I'm still in actually no rush here. I doubt the line goes up a lot more, but I'm just going to kind of sit back and wait and see. And then I'm going to jump in on San Fran. If it gets to a +3, then I will gladly take the +3. But if it stays under that, I'm most likely going to be on the money line.
I respect that. I'm going to be honest here, though, JD. I am going to be taking the over. The total has dropped pretty significantly. Yep. It's down to a 140 even, so you need about 70 here to get to that 140. But you take a look at how these teams have done this season against the over compared to the under. San Fran's 50-50. Their games have 50-50 gone over-under, so not a big advantage for them. But on the other side, Bradley is 7-2 at games going to the over, converting at 78%. And their games are going over by, on average, 6.5 points per game. So they are seeing a healthy cushion there with the total. With this one going lower, I think we're going to get a good number at it at the 140. It's 3 points lower than where it was 2 hours ago. So with that kind of movement, I would take it right now before it kind of goes back up. I do think it will trickle back towards that 143 line. But right now you can get it at an even 140. Definitely the play for me in this game. JD, we're going to go to the second game we have on the slate today, which is going to be Michigan taking on Oklahoma. This, to me, is the best game of the night. Michigan coming in ranked 24th in the nation. They are 8-2 on the year. They're taking on Oklahoma that's ranked 14th in the nation, and they're coming in perfect. They are 10-0. This is the Jumpman Invitational Tournament presented by Novant Health. So it is a tournament game, so these guys definitely are going to want to win this. JD, you know what I always do? I go to the ESPN BPI before we start breaking down this game. I like to talk about where ESPN thinks these two teams are. And Michigan's coming in 56% favored, with Oklahoma having a 44% chance to win this game. Oklahoma, though, like we said, is coming in undefeated, 10-0. And Michigan does have 2 losses on the year, but Michigan did lose a very tough game to Arkansas in their last one. They did only lose by 2. Another thing I like about this game is that Michigan has a lot of time to prepare. Michigan's last game was 8 days ago, so they've had a full 8 days to kind of look ahead and get right for this game. Well, Oklahoma did play a game over the weekend, so they did just have one. JD, all that being said, what do you like in Michigan, Oklahoma tonight?
Man, as far as just being able to cap this game, to me is just it's really fun here. Because if you look at anything, if you look at KenPom or anything like actually that, then you see like Oklahoma, they have Oklahoma ranked like 38th or 39th or something.
Yep.
And then this other team, Michigan, is ranked much actually like better. So if you're just going by like KenPom numbers or anything like that, then this is a clear play. And you can get Michigan at what, 3.5, and I think most people are gonna be on that side. I have not played this actual game yet, and that's actually because of that. I'm hoping some money still actually comes in on them, because I want the other side. Now, what I was saying about what makes this fun is because normally this actually Oklahoma team, they have not lost. And I'm honestly looking for spots to actually fade them.
Yep.
And I think most people are. So actually most people are seeing this spot as that good fade spot. But this is where I do not see it that way, because Michigan does one thing, and they turn the ball over. They turn the ball over a freaking ton.
Yes, they do.
I was on them. I believe they played Arkansas the last game, and I actually bet against them for this same reason, because they turn the ball over, and actually, like, Arkansas can actually turn them over. Well, this is even a better game because Oklahoma turns actually people over at even a much higher rate. So you have them, and then actually Oklahoma shoots the 3 ball extremely well. So with the fact that they're going to be able to actually turn them over and actually shoot the 3 ball well, I actually love this actually side here. In a spot, like I said, it's just a fun spot where I think a lot of people think it's the fade spot, and I'm going to wait for that spot actually down the road here.
I respect that.
Like I said, I have still not bet this game yet. I can see you can get a plus 3.5 at minus 105. There's another game though where I'm just still going to sit here and wait though, and just see if that line creeps up a little bit more.
I definitely respect that. It's tough to bet against Michigan right now, in my opinion, because their transfers are starting to come into their own. We all know the story of this team. They added Vlad Golden from FAU, the big man down there. He's a fantastic player. He's averaging 12.5 points per game, and he does have over 8 rebounds per game. And they also added Danny Wolf. I believe he came from the Ivy League, if I'm not mistaken. He was another big addition for them as well. He's averaging 10 points per game and 8 rebounds. With teams that brought in a lot of transfers and guys that have a lot of new guys to their program, such as a Michigan, they're a pretty good example of that. I like to give about half the season to see how they're gelling. It's similar to Rutgers. Everyone knows I'm a Rutgers fan. And early in the year, I told everyone, do not bet Rutgers. They are all freshmen, all new transfers. It's going to take some time for teams like this to start to gel and start to play some good basketball. Similarly to Michigan, they've started out better than I thought they would. They're 24th in the nation. Like I said, they're 8-2. And their guys are starting to play better with each other. I know they're coming in off a tough loss versus Arkansas, but they've had a ton of time to kind of get it right. So I definitely lean Michigan on the minus 3.5 here. I don't have an official play yet. One other thing I was looking at in this game is the under. Both of these teams do play games towards the under. And like JD said, Oklahoma forces a ton of turnovers, but Michigan can get back as well and defend a good bit. So I do think we will see a lower scoring game. The total right now is currently at 150 even. And if I were to pick one play on this game, I would take the under 150. So for Michigan, Oklahoma, under 150 is my official play for the under. I like the Michigan side as well. And in the first game, like I said, I like the over. So an over in the first game and an under in the second game for me.
JD, you know what? I don't like total. I mean, like, people are obviously thinking the same way as you because that because that total's starting to drop.
Yep.
And I do have to say, I don't think it will, but if this got down to 147, I would have to be on the over here.
It's a big number.
It's actually just a number thing there. If it just happens to get down that low, then I would have to buy back at actually that point.
Totally understand that. Before we get into college football, JD, because that is going to end the college basketball segment of this show, I do want to put out a little breaking news. You know, we were hoping to get a little bit today, and I did just get a little bit of NFL news here. Kevin Stefanski just finished up his midweek meeting with the press, whatever the hell you want to call it, and he has officially named Dorian Thompson-Robinson the team's starting quarterback this week against the Bengals, and is saying that they do expect him to start potentially for the rest of the year. So the magical run of Jameis Winston does look like it's been over. It's been rumored that they were going to make this move, but Stefanski just stepped up to the podium and announced DTR will be the official starter at least this week and going forward. What do you think that means for the Browns, JD?
I mean, I think it's a good move. I mean, actually, just to see like what actually like you have there. I mean, actually, that's what this is. I mean, as far as Winston goes, we've like seen him. I mean, sometimes he looks absolutely great, but he has those plays every single game where he's going to turn it over.
Yep.
And actually, just like going forward, that just can't be your guy.
100%. That's why no one gives him a starting opportunity. He is the most polarizing quarterback in the NFL because you don't know what the hell you're going to get out of Jameis Winston. No. He could give you 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a 130 QBR and give you the best possible game you can get out of any quarterback. But then he could also give you a game that's 50 times worse than anything Zach Wilson ever did on a football field for the Jets. So you really have both ends of the spectrum with Jameis. I'm someone that, you know, because he's not on my team, I enjoy watching him play football because it's like, what the hell is going to happen this play with Jameis? Is he going to throw a 90-yard bomb to Jerry Jeudy, or is he going to throw a 6-yard pick six to a wide-open defender that he just didn't see? You just don't know what you're going to get with Jameis. So little sad we won't see him going forward, but I do think it's the right move to go to DTR after he's had a couple complete meltdowns over the last couple weeks.
I mean, it tells you a lot when the past 3 weeks to throw a pick, he's been minus 225.
Yeah. Hey, man.
That's crazy.
Hey, that was Brett Favre, too. Typical gunslinger. He's going to drop back and sling the ball. But unfortunately, he's not as talented as Brett Favre was. So Brett Favre can get away from it for having such a great arm. He plays with the same kind of I don't care approach as Brett Favre. I'm going to sling the damn ball. But his skills are not Brett Favre's skills, so it doesn't work as well as it did for Brett Favre. In my opinion, I know that's a weird comparison, but their games really do remind me a lot of their games. I mean, same approach, same style. One was just more effective than the other in that style. All right, JD, that's the breaking news I have right now. We got a little something in there, so let's move right along to the college football portion of our show today. First game we're going to be breaking down is going to be the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers taking on the James Madison Dukes. Western Kentucky is coming in 8-5 on the year. They're taking on JMU. That is 8-4 on the year. Guys, just remember this game is the Boca Raton Bowl, and it starts at 5:30 Eastern today. So it's an early game here. JD, I want to go over the ESPN BPI because you know that's what we do. 27% is with Western Kentucky and 73% is with James Madison. So ESPN BPI is giving James Madison a big advantage here. Looking at most recent games, Western Kentucky has lost 3 of their last 4. Not great to come into this game losing 3 out of their last 4. They lost to Jacksonville State, they lost to Liberty, and they lost to Louisiana Tech. On the other side, JMU has lost their last 2 games in a row. Granted, one of them was against Marshall in double overtime. That was a fantastic game. Game before, though, was against Appalachian State, who had a very down year, so not a good team that you want to lose to. In App State that finished the year 5-6 and 3-5 in conference. JD, all that being said, what do you like in WKU JMU tonight?
Yeah, you know, from what you just said, this is one of those bowl games that I absolutely hate because all those numbers and all those teams and stuff you just said, you have to throw it all out because those players are not freaking playing. So for me, that's one of those things. This is one of those bowl games where there's so many people out. Like as far as a number, I mean, I'm obviously a huge numbers guy. Yep. So as far as trying to plug in, like you just can't do it. Like I just can't even make a number actually for this game.
And this is why, but JD, this is why you're so good at this. I'm going to be honest here. When you have to use some of your data that you have, as well as your personal touch, knowing these teams and going through it yourselves, that's probably why you're on this 11-2 college football run, right? I mean, you can't go off straight numbers for these types of games, and you've been very successful at doing this over the last couple of weeks. So what do you think with doing that?
Well, yes. I mean, fresh like bowl games, it's all about what you can find out. It's just actually what news that you can figure out.
Yeah.
And then actually like try to beat line moves. Because as we know, these lines in these bowl games move drastically.
This one has moved so much since the start of the show. We have a completely new line in this game.
What is the line now?
6.5. It dropped a full point.
Okay. Don't understand that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
because JMU has the money. Because JMU has the money, you would think it would be going the other way. Interesting.
Yeah, let's get into this. Okay, as far as actually WKU, they have over 20 players that have actually opted out of this game.
Yep.
And that includes their actual like quarterback.
Yep.
Can't think of his name right now. Vander or something or
Veldkamp.
Yeah, there you go.
Same thing as Vander though.
Yeah. Okay, but check out this, and I want to get like your thoughts and everybody in the chat's thoughts on this. Okay, he has opted out. He is in the transfer portal.
Correct.
He is on this trip with the team. Okay, he's at the game. He's using this trip to go and visit freaking FAU.
Yes, I did hear that as well.
He's using the trip to check out another team.
Yep.
Like what do you think about that?
I think that's the current landscape of college football. I think it's an absolute disgrace. So full transparency, my father and I spend Wednesday mornings together. It's our day together. And that was our conversation this morning was he asked me when he came over, what do you think of all these guys leaving? He brought up the example of the Penn State backup quarterback and a lot of other guys that are leaving in the middle of the playoffs. And I said, it's a complete joke. It's a complete joke. You need to make it where the rules are you could start looking at other schools January 15th. After every bowl game is completed. I understand why the players are doing this because if you want to get an NIL payout, if you want to make money, you have to be one of the first ones to that program. You can't wait because I know there are some schools that didn't make a bowl. Let's say you were on Appalachian State, that's 5-7, whatever they were, and you were their top player. He's now able to go get offers, visit schools because his team is done for the year. I don't think anybody should be able to look for new schools and think about transferring and doing any of that until after the final bowl game has been played, because it takes all the legitimacy out of the seasons for these teams. When you lose your quarterback, you lose your running back, guys that are going to bigger programs. If you're at a smaller school like Western Kentucky, like, how big was it for the school to have a big run? This is one of the better seasons they've had over the last couple of years. They've had a big-time quarterback. He's doing well. He's getting looks from other programs. Now you're not going to have him, and he's probably going to be, leaving to go to FAU, like you said, or whatever school it is. So for me personally, I think it's a joke. I think they need to fix it, but I think in time that will come. It's all of us are still getting used to the transfer portal, getting used to NIL, and it's going to take some time. But it's really like the wild, wild west out there. You kind of do what you want right now, and they need to put some parameters in place to kind of stop it. That is my opinion on that.
I mean, yeah, like I'm the same way. I think it comes down to I just need to get used to this now. I guess I've just been doing this for so long and so used to how things work. But just this story, like that just seemed wild to like me.
Yep.
So anyway, that brings me to say, as far as that side, I can't touch that side whatsoever. The team is not actually bought in. I mean, that is clear as day. But then on the other side, as far as JMU, their actual QB, he actually got hurt.
Yep.
So you actually kind of a backup in there. They have some guys out also. Yep. I will say they seem to be the actual more focused side here. Just this number, I just still didn't really want to lay it. Really, as far as the under, I actually almost played that. With it coming down to 6.5, that doesn't make sense to me. I need to look some more.
I have the betting percentages up here. I know me and you have a little bit of a disagreement on what services we use for the betting percentages, so I'll put that out there. But the numbers I'm seeing are 85% of the money is on JMU and 79% of tickets.
So I wonder if there's any news. Is there somebody else? Because we have seen it where some guys will finally come up and say a few hours before game time, hey, actually, I am going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if that's the case, because from 7.5 to 6.5, that is a massive move.
I will say, though, that the line is now a minus 125 on 6.5. So it's really probably about a 7 technically at the minus 110, but it is a 6.5 at minus 122 is the exact line I have. And Western Kentucky is plus 100 at plus 6.5.
Okay.
What up, Monty?
Yeah. For me, this would have to be an actual JMU play or either passed or either pass. And for me, I'm going to pass. Yeah, man. Clemson last night, they played horrible. Not have been in that game. The fact that South Carolina even let them hang around,
that was so bad.
Was just not good. Clemson just literally should not even have been in it.
Yep.
So that shows you that South Carolina is not that good either. But
maybe Clemson could hit a gosh dang free throw. That might help out our case, Josh. I watched every second of that game, probably as you did as well. Let me tell you something. That fadeaway corner 3 at the end of regulation juiced me up, Josh. Juiced me. It got me on my feet, yelling at my TV. Probably got 87 noise complaints from my neighbors. By the way, that's nothing new. I get those every other day. But that game was insane, and what a frustrating loss. Just make your freaking free throws. What was it, 4 seconds left? 2 shots at the line. He misses the first. The announcers are saying the same thing. You have to miss the second free throw. You have to get the rebound and put it back up. You can't make the second free throw. This moron swishes it. Swishes the free throw and ends the game basically right there. Frustrating game, but Josh, I agree with you. What a wild ride there it was. Let me go back to the JMU game. JD, give me the Dukes. Give me James Madison, minus 6.5 at minus 122. I'm all over this team. I like this team, and they have a lot of really strong players on the team there. So I do think they will be able to have a big performance. Like I said, guys, this is an early game, so don't wait on this expecting it to be like a 7:30 kick on the East Coast. It's not. It's 5:30. It's going to be the earliest one coming at us today. So if you like it, I would take JMU now because I do think this line is going to move. But yes, JD, I'm with you. I think JMU is the only play you can make on this game. All right, JD, we got one more game to go over today. And that is going to be the Cal Golden Bears taking on the UNLV Running Rebels. We all know what happened with the UNLV this year. They lost a couple guys early in the year. They had a couple Not a couple. They had a very weird situation with their quarterback who was claimed he was supposed to be paid a crap ton of money. He claimed he never got the money, and he transferred away from the program when they were undefeated. Their star running back also left at the same time when this all happened. And the team has done nothing but improve and win. They've been great. Yeah. They did lose to Boise State 21-7 in their last game. They did only have 3 losses on the year. That one was in the conference championship. So can't really take too much away from them there. JD, what do you think about this one?
You know, this is a game where Rob was waiting on news. Like I needed to see who was going to actually play here. Mm-hmm. And now we know, and this line has moved, but I don't think it's moved actually quite enough yet. And I say that, and it's moved even more now since we came on air. If you can play actually like UNLV on FanDuel, you can still get their money line currently at a -152. I would go and play that right now because at most books this has gone up to more like the 170 range, and it's going to keep going up, and it's going to keep going up. Cal has so many players out that are either hurt or either actually opted out that I like can't even list them. I can't even start here.
Absolutely.
As far as their QB tonight, they're going to be using their 3rd string and their 4th string guy.
Yes.
If y'all have not watched Cal any this year, as far as on offense, they're not a strong offense to start with. Mm-hmm. So tonight against this like defense that we've talked about.
Yep,
is very good. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to really do.
I feel the same.
With saying that, Cal's actually defense is good. It is very good. But they're going to face an actual like UNLV team here that is pretty much all there. You know, they have a couple guys out, but actually like as far as their main guys, they are all there.
Yeah.
They are bought in. They want this win. They have not won a bowl game in 25 years.
It's a big game for them. It's a definitely big game for them.
25 years.
Yep.
It is clear as day to me that they want to win this game, and they have the team that I think that actually can actually do it here. Mm-hmm. A big thing for me here is this one's being played at actually SoFi.
Yep.
And actually this offense, when they get inside on actually that fast track, they are so good. You know, and I think that's what hurt them in the actual like in as far as in the championship game, they had to play at they actually played at Boise. And it was outside, it was freezing. You know, and that just did not help them. So I think people are probably seeing that like last game, and that's why the money hadn't quite come in as hard on actually them yet.
Yep.
You know, I don't even really need to go into it more than actually that.
Yep.
To me, the guys are all actually bought in. They're gonna just on the field. They're gonna have the much better team, and they know who they are. Like these are the guys that they've played with the whole season.
Yep. Absolutely.
Cal is putting together a team where these guys have not all like been on the field actually like, at the same time.
Yep.
For me, this is a very just like clear cut play here.
Yep, I'm on UNLV money line myself. You can get it into -150. I don't like going over that -150, but it's at exactly -150 right now. That's exactly what I'm playing, JD. I think this is going to be a big performance out of UNLV tonight. Everything you said, I agree. They do want to win this game. They haven't won a bowl game in 25 years. That changes today. JD, you beat my number because Nick Castrucci is here saying you got it at -148. Very good. I got it at -150, so you beat me by 2 cents. But I do think that that's going to be the absolute play here, JD. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not going to take too much time on this game. Give me UNLV on the money line. They should be able to get this one done rather easily, in my opinion. I think they win this by about a touchdown, if not more than that. Yep. JD, a couple things left we have to do on the show. That's going to end it for today's breakdowns. But we do still have the things that we always do on the show. Let me currently go over the Christmas sale promotion for MoneyBall Metrics, guys. It's only $39. You get locked in at that rate. Make sure you take advantage of it. Best Discord, best community, best cappers. Come join us. Come win with us. Get in the Discord. It's only $39 for the month to get in. JD, now, yes, my window's open. I apologize. I heard that honk, everybody, before we get the same thing that happened yesterday. It has to be open today. Let's go over to our best bets for Wednesday, December 18th. JD, I could ask you how many you have today, but I already know the answer, so I'm not going to do that. What's your best bet today, JD?
It's just going to be one, and I think you just need the one, and that is UNLV. I think just actually like you said, I think that, yeah, there's a clear-cut win for actually them. I see some people are actually saying it's juiced. This is one of those spots where the edge, I think, is so great where you just lay it. If you really want a parlay piece, you can, but then you're taking that risk of that other piece, where this is just, for me, such a good edge. What was it, Josh? If you really want another parlay piece, you're gonna have to look in the basketball slate. Just off the top of my head, I would probably look at somebody like Memphis. That would actually probably be a good piece. Besides that is all I just really have there.
There we go. I'll be short and sweet, JD. I'm on JMU minus the 6.5. That is my best bet. I'm going to put on the screen. I mean, it's a small slate, guys. The line has changed. It was -7 when we got on here at 6.5 now. If yesterday I had to come on here and give you guys a higher line, I'm going to also come on here and give you the better line when we have the better line as well live. So 6.5 for JMU is my play. JD is on UNLV. JD, somehow we've made it 32 minutes on the worst slate of the year, in my opinion. We did it. We got through it, and we gave out some great analysis, some great picks. The chat, you guys were awesome. Thanks for helping us today when you knew it was a smaller slate. We appreciate every single one of you who was in here today. JD, any parting words for the people before we get the hell out of here? And by the way, tomorrow and Friday shows are absolute bangers. The slate changes completely as we go into tomorrow. So don't worry, guys. We're getting back into the real meat and potatoes tomorrow. But, JD, what do you have for the people before we get out of here?
Tonight, I believe it's at 9:00 Eastern. You need to tune in, and you need to watch UNLV run the ball down Cal's throats. They're going to run all over them tonight. Bet it, and let's just have a great night.
Let's have a great time, guys. We appreciate every single one of you. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace.